Welcome to the Adjunct CEO Podcast with your host, the Adjunct CEO, Dean Akers. Tips, ideas, and interviews with top leaders to help you and your business when results matter.
Well, I'm excited to have everybody back. This is an especially big show for me because I'm really proud to announce that we finally made the iTunes podcast system. So that's really exciting for us. We're right at 1,000 downloads. People are reaching back to me at help at the Adjunct CEO with questions. And I can tell you the questions I'm getting are tremendously good. It gives me a lot of insight into some of the challenges that many of our folks out there are having. So I really want to talk today. We talked about the 3 circles in sales last week and gave some examples, and we're kind of jumping around sales, but I'm using questions I get during the week to kind of format what I want to visit with each time we get together. I worked with some CEOs this past week, and they took my CEO physical. Anybody interested in getting a copy of the CEO physical to take themselves and have me grade it for them, just reach out again at help@adjunctceo.com, help@adjunctceo.com, and just say you'd like to take the CEO physical. We'll send it out to you, and after you take it, we'll give you a quick evaluation. This would be applicable also if you have your own business. What prompted that is we talked about the 3 circles of sales, which are your sales, the gross market of sales, and the sales you don't have. And you have them for don't have them for one reason. Nobody knows about you. But this prompted a conversation with one of my CEO clients this past week. And we were talking about 3 other types of aspects of a business. And this is our three-legged stool. And it's the 3 legs of any traditional business. 1 is sales and marketing. 2 is operations. 3 is financial. All 3 of these legs have to be equal, especially if you're the owner or the CEO of the company. You have to understand all 3 legs, or as would happen with the three-legged stool, any of the legs that are shorter will cause it to wobble, and if any of the legs are substantially shorter, it'll tip over. I had one person kind of, I won't say argue with me about it, but said, that's why I hire a CFO. And I said, well, I can tell you from practical world that your CFO is going to help you every which way they can. The biggest challenge that most CFOs have for most owners and or CEOs is they assume that you know. So they don't often give you information, they give you data, but if you don't know how to determine it or decipher it, it's kind of irrelevant. So I just want to share with you that if you were to sit down today and you put 3 circles, much like our sales circles, and one you put the term sales and marketing in. The middle one would be operations. The third one would be finance. And then for yourself, rate how you think you are, with 10 being just totally on top of it and 1 being almost non-existent, the 3 circles. I generally run into most people have an aptitude pretty high in one of the circles. And if I had to pick the number 1 circle for more small entrepreneurs, it's operations. They had a great idea. They know how to make their widget, or they know how to serve their food, or whatever they learned through coming up in the operational side of the business. One of the challenges they have, which we've talked about in previous shows, is sales. They just can't quite figure that out. So they'll rate themselves a 9 or an 8 in operations. And sales, they always want to kind of say they're pretty good at, so they'll give themselves a 6. And then when they look at the finance and we say finance, they go, oh, I'm good at finance. And then I ask them some simple questions about their business and they start stuttering. And then they come to the realization that really they're probably not very good at finance. And so consequently, they have a stool that has an 8-inch leg, a 6-inch leg, and in many cases, a 3-inch leg. So this 3-legged stool is going to for sure fall over. And people, can't tell you how many times when I go dissect businesses that I've turned around over the last 30 years and gone in, and in every case, it's been a shortage in one of those legs by the leadership not understanding the magnitude or how those legs interact that has caused the fragile nature of their business. Once they start taking ownership of understanding all three legs, and I coined the phrase working on their business versus in their business, they become better leaders, they become more successful owners, and last but not least, they generally are higher wage earners or higher income producers for themselves. So those three legs in your business, your sales and marketing, your operations, and your finance. Ask yourself how I'm doing with those. If you have any questions or you want to kind of get vetted on that, again, get my adjunct CEO or my CEO physical, and I'll email it back to you if you'll send me an email at help@adjunctceo.com. That's help@adjunctceo.com. I will mail you the physical. It's about 5.5 pages. And the key to that is you just want to take it as straight out as you can. It's not a test where you go try to hunt down the answers. If you don't know the answers or can't readily get them as a normal course of your business, you just put don't have, don't know, not really on top of. And when it comes back to me, I'll help score it out for you, and we'll be able to give you kind of some insight as to who you ought to meet with, maybe in your own market or friends or areas in books you may want to work on to get those three legs the same length. So remember, if you're in business today, and if you're a leader in a company or you're growing in a company and you're in an executive role, it's not bad to take this test also. And what it'll do is, say you're the sales director of a company and you're driving sales, but you don't know anything about finance or you don't know anything about ops or very little, and your leg is short, you're going to want to learn it because you could be the future CEO of the company and or have a shot at starting your own business. The other side, great benefit to knowing a little bit about all three, or at least some decent degree of understanding of all three, is you become a much bigger asset to your company. You're not in conflict with one of those other legs in decision making, because all your decisions you're making either yourself and or with the team are what I call fact-based, whether it's sales and marketing, operations, or finance. And where you'll find people at odds are arguing about how important their leg is to the other two. If you understand all three, you'll be able to have empathy, you'll be able to ask the right questions, and you'll be able to level up the legs on your business stool. So again, if you want to take the CEO physical, just email at help@adjunctceo.com and I'll have it sent out to you. Can get it back, you fill it out, scan it, send it back in, and we'll give you feedback. And after we do that, if I can tell you some advisors to get with, more importantly, I can give you some books to read and make you a more successful CEO. Again, if you're in some kind of director relationship, like a manager of an area or manager of a region or a location manager, it wouldn't hurt you either, because the better business person you become for your company, the more value you are to your company, the more value you are to yourself, and in turn, the more successful you'll be in the future. Thanks for listening in this week or to this episode. Again, we're now on iTunes. I'm just ecstatic about that. Please subscribe. That way, when I issue out a new show, you'll automatically get an alert that it's available. I would love to have your reviews back. And again, if you have questions or something that I've said either stimulates you and you want to get some information back, or you want to do that CEO physical, just reach out at help@adjunctceo.com, help@adjunctceo.com, and our folks will get it out to you. We'll get the feedback to you, and I think it'll be a big help to you. Again, thanks for listening, and until we talk to you again soon, have a great week.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. If you have any questions or need some help, just email help@adjunctceo.com. Thanks for tuning in.